What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers Podcast, episode 161. Let's go. We have so much to get into today. A big bucket of fight news. Why did you smile on that?
I don't know why I thought you were going to say a big bucket of fried chicken.
We got this big bucket of fried chicken of the fight news to get into.
Where's he going with this?
Oh, too many tickles before this started. All right, we got a whole bunch of fight news. We got a whole bunch of fights to get into from 3 different events from over this weekend. 1 championship on Thursday, 2 fight events on Saturday with boxing and UFC. Let's go. Before we do all of that, like and subscribe if you're enjoying everything we're doing around here. I appreciate every single one of you, all 105 of you. Let's fucking go.
Isn't it 106?
All 106 of you. Let's go.
Can't forget anybody.
No man left behind. We are Thundergun. Let's get into it. We're starting it off with the fight news today because there's just too much going on. Dana dropped it all Wednesday night from his Instagram. Let's go. First things first, not an actual fight announcement, but some real big shit going on in the featherweight division. Ilia VACATES has finally decided to vacate his featherweight title like he has been saying he was going to do, to go up to 155 pounds. So much respect to him actually giving up that title, because it's one of those things where just a lot of fighters will talk about it. If it's like you're the smaller champ moving up for like an opportunity at that title, you having, you're the one that's not going to lose your title in it. So you always have that to fall back on. It's kind of just a little safety net for you. He's just like, fuck that. I'm done with the division, going up to 155. How you guys feel about this decision?
Like you said, it's respectable. I definitely appreciate it because he knocked out 2 of the biggest people that you could knock out in the division, taking the belt off of Volkanovski via knockout, and then defending your belt against Max Holloway and being the first man to knock him out. It doesn't really get much bigger than that in accomplishments. It's like, obviously there's fights that people want to see, like him defending it against Diego Lopes, for instance.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how the cut is getting hard for him. And I appreciate and respect that his confidence is high enough that he doesn't feel the need to keep the safety net and hold up the division in that aspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, he's just like, no, I believe in myself. I'm going to drop this and move up. Like, and it's not like there's a lack of fights for him at 155. There's so many matchups that are incredibly exciting there that I don't care. I love it. Just do what you got to do. If 145 is getting hard, then why hold it up? And why keep making that weight and killing yourself and potentially not showing up to the fight as good as you could because it's getting hard for you,
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like that, I do appreciate that. Like I've said before, may not on here, but I know I've said during like fight companions or at least in conversation with you guys, like I'm not the biggest fan usually of like at certain times of the champ fights, especially when there are like the obvious number 1 contenders who are still right there in the division. Like when there's someone like an Islam Makhachev who has basically ran through the division. Armin's the only one who he hasn't fought really that's deserving, but he was supposed to. Armin had to pull out due to injury, so
yeah.
But that's like a different situation. So like a Pantoja, it would make all the sense in the world for him to move up for a champ fight. And more than likely, he's someone who would be like, I'll move up, and then I'll go back down, defend my belt, move back up, defend that belt, move down, like whatever y'all want.
Yeah. No, yeah, because that because I know with Diego Lopes just like came out and said that the UFC doesn't want to do champ fights anymore, and Dana just kind of confirmed in the post fight press conference that it's like it's not necessarily that, it's just, if you want to do that, you got to be active. You got to be like Volkanovski, where I'm going to go up and I'm still going to, even though he lost a real tough close fight with Islam in the first one, a couple months later, back defending his title against Yair. You know what I mean? Then
exactly.
It's one of those things where it's extremely hard for a fighter to do that, bounce between divisions, staying active like that. So that's where it's if that's gonna be the thing that allows that to happen, it is gonna be very rare for that to start happening, honestly.
Yeah, but I do think that it's gonna start putting more importance on it, because like, how sick would that be if you could actually get the belt at the weight class above you, move back, like, you know, go back down, defend your belt, move back up, defend that belt. Like, if you were actively defending both weight classes, that's pretty incredible, you know? People talk about like, oh, double champ, well, they've never defended these belts, or you know what I mean? Like, maybe they did one time, but then they really just stuck to the one division or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
That's like a whole different feat of double champ, you know?
No, 100%.
Just kind of raises the bar on it.
Yeah, because I think the one who's really done it in that way is Amanda Nunes, but to be fair, the 145 division was essentially just the 135 division.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's like you said with the matchups too for Ilia. I would have loved to see him get the fight with Diego Lopes. That would have been a great one. I know so many people wouldn't have given a fuck, but him versus Mozart, it's like two undefeated fighters. You do not get that often at all in a championship
I almost
fight.
feel like that's the biggest hit of it, is because it's like you get, like you said, it doesn't happen often where you get two undefeated people, the champ being undefeated, the contender being undefeated. And yeah, just interesting, because Mozart's tough as shit and the grappling would have been fun, but so like a couple things to miss out on, but it's like, there are fights at 155.
Yeah, because like outside of those two fights, who are we really looking towards in the featherweight division?
I mean, I know for me, Lerone Murphy is the only one coming up that it's like, if he can continue to do things, that I would be very interested. But that's another one that could be two undefeated fighters.
But that's kind of thing. He still needs to move up in the division. Yusuf Zalal still needs to move up in the division. It's like the rest of the top of the division is Volkanovski, Holloway, Yair, Ortega, Allen. Like, not the greatest. Like, he's already beat two of them. One of them no one's going to care about. And then Yair and Ortega says he wants to move up. Yair now has a fight that we're going to talk about later.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering when they're going to take Ortega and Max out of the rankings. I guess I understand it. I was going to say, I guess I understand it a bit more with Ortega, because we got to wait on him to actually fight. But it's like Max had a fight, and with Ilia vacating and moving up, I had just seen something of people being like, oh, Max could do the greatest thing and move back down and become the champ. And he was just like, nah, I'm done at that weight class. So it's like, he is stating he is done. So I'm just curious when they're going to do that, if they're going to take him out before he gets a fight.
We'll see, because I'm with Max. He is ranked at 55 too, you know, but definitely 145 is taking a bit of a hit in name value throughout the next year with all these motherfuckers bouncing out of the division. But
because it's obviously nowhere near as big. Okay, and I didn't even realize he wasn't ranked anymore, but I guess that makes sense when Diego beat him, because Sadiq Youssef also said that he was moving up to 155. So there's just been like a couple. So there's just been a couple things of people from the 145 division like, it's time.
But don't worry, everyone. Vince Pitchell has said he wants to move down to 145.
Oh shit, we're fucking saved. Oh my goodness, let's go. I feel like the best fight for him would be the winner of this next fight we're gonna talk about, which is
That's crazy.
but the next fight to talk about, because obviously
the first fight to talk about.
Well, But with obviously Ilia vacating the title, we need a vacant title fight. So first half of it, Alexander, the great Volkanovski, obviously going to be in there, losing his title to Ilia in his last fight. Was supposed to get the rematch, never got it, so it makes all the sense in the world. And then on the opposite side of it is none other than our boy, Diego motherfucking Lopes. Set for the main event, UFC 314, I believe. 314 in Miami. Also, it's just one of those things with Ilia vacating too. I feel like it's like they needed a main event here. You know what I mean? They needed a title fight to headline it. So just a whole lot of factors into everything working together. But Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes, how you guys feel about this? April 2025.
The fight that makes the most sense for the vacant title.
No, 100%.
I'm just kind of scared, man. Because I don't want to see Volk get knocked out again. And I think it's entirely possible.
It is 100% possible. And the thing is, I think that some people are gonna like not think about is Diego Lopes' submission ability and just him just being able to hurt Volkanovski and then to jump onto like how Ortega did, mount a guillotine, a rear naked choke, darts, whatever it may be, and just putting Volk out that way.
Yeah.
It's
such a dangerous fight for
Yes.
Volkanovski, man. It's like I am at least happy that by the
took
time
some time off.
Yes, by the time he gets in there, it'll be a 14-month layoff for him. That is just very good for his brain, just mental to just sit back, watch everything, just have all this time to think about everything, who he is in the division, just everything like that. So it definitely going to be best case scenario for Volk. Yeah, like you said, I don't want to see him get knocked out again. Just to be number one pound for pound, the greatest fighter in the world, to now a 3-fight losing streak, all of them by knockout. And then it on the other side for Diego, it's like I don't see any real chance of Volkanovski finishing him, honestly, unless it's like it just ends up like a good back and forth scrap, and like Diego just is dead tired.
I was gonna say gets
4-5,
fucking exhausted.
But it's like I just still don't really see that happening too much. But yeah, it's just rough because I don't want to see either one of them lose. I don't want to see Diego thoroughly lose a decision, and I don't want to see Volk get finished. And I feel like those are the real two outcomes of this fight for me. Yeah, but it's a great fight overall. Like you said, it's the rightful fight at the top. I mean, you could technically argue maybe Movsar should have been in there in terms of just what he's done in the division and overall, but obviously that motherfucker ain't getting put into a vacant title fight. So
I was gonna say, on top of the fact that like he doesn't have like the most hype on him. He doesn't have like the most exciting fights. He doesn't have the most exciting style.
8-0 in the UFC all
9-0
decisions.
in the
9-0 now in the
all
UFC all decisions. Sorry, can't disrespect.
The one thing that I will give it to like with Diego is that he definitely has the better win. Or with Ortega being his last win, you know what I mean? Because both of them do have wins over Dan Ige, but obviously that Dan Ige one was super short notice for Diego.
Yep.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's hard because it's like obviously Ortega was higher ranked, but it's like Movsar having the win over Arnie. It's in all reality, like at the time they both beat him, it's like Arnie was way more relevant in doing things in the division than what
That's
Ortega
very true.
was. Just kind of had it based off of the name and like overall hype,
No, yeah, that's true. But yeah,
so we're
it's like they're both on good streaks, but Diego obviously just a way higher prospect.
Yeah,
much more popular.
So we're just gonna disrespect Aljamain Sterling like that.
True.
Former bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling. I mean, I get what you're saying, but now that I've thought about this a little bit, Volk pulls out Diego Movsar 2. Movsar having to take it short notice without a camp instead of Diego taking it short notice without a camp.
They both took it short notice. Everyone always mixes that up because the original fight was supposed to be JSP and Bryce Mitchell, I believe. And then I'm pretty sure that it was JSP that pulled out, or maybe it was Bryce that pulled out, and then Movsar stepped in, and then JSP stepped out, and then in came Diego Lopes. It was one of those situations. So Movsar also took that fight short notice. Slightly less short notice, though.
But yeah. I mean, I don't want to... we don't need that. We don't need Volk to pull out of that.
I don't need him to pull out. It was just a thought. It's like either way, the winner should be fighting Movsar next.
Yeah,
because who the hell else is? Well,
yeah,
there is someone else, but
yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Though it's a great fight for the main event. It definitely just a lot on the line for both of them for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we got a co-main event to that card. We motherfucking did. 5 rounds, co-main event, 155-pound division. Michael Chandler, he is back, taking on none other than the new cash cow of the UFC. Oh, Paddy the Paddy. Bro, when Paddy did that little video of like, training for the fight, see you at the top, it was just like, bro, they're like, are they actually gonna do that? Like, there's no fucking way. and they motherfucking did it.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much to this goddamn fight.
Yeah.
It's so perfect and bad for both of them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, oh my God. Ginger, how do you motherfucking feel about this fight?
Violence. That's what this fight's going to be. It's going to be violence. It literally... Both of them just swing. Neither of them have good striking defense. They both swing for the fences. It's whose chin gives out first, and or who gets more exhausted first. That's what it is.
That's the thing, though, is like, bro, Paddy gets exhausted.
Yes.
And this is a 5-round fight.
Yep.
Yes.
Chandler gets tired, but we seen him in the 5th round. First of all, he brought Charles Oliveira to the 4th and 5th round for the first time in Charles's career, and he had over 40 professional fights prior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he dominated that 5th round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if he looks tired or he be slowing down a little bit, he could still pull it out of him.
He's got that will in him, you know, like Chandler truly has that spirit of he is not gonna give up on himself. Like,
and then there's Paddy. And in that 3rd round of the Tony Ferguson fight, man, like, it's just, I can't let it leave my mind, you know? But then there's also Chandler with like negative fight IQ, who just like does things with no thought, who will easily give up his neck or something in that could easily like allow Paddy to get something done. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't fucking know.
Just like every other Chandler fight, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But then it's fucking Paddy on the other side, so it's just like
who be getting touched up and coming back. Like,
it's because it's like you literally have Chandler, who's 2-4 currently in the UFC.
Yes.
His 2 wins, 1 punching Dan Hooker, and then beating a fucking ghost of Tony Ferguson.
Yes.
And then his 4 losses, 2 of them to Charles Oliveira, Dustin, and Justin. Like, none of those are bad losses at all.
No.
But then you have Paddy, who his 2 best wins are the ghost of Tony Ferguson, and then subbing Bobby Green round 1 when he decided to instantly go for a takedown.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is gonna happen? It's absolutely incredible. That's just so hype. It's gonna be so much fun, and I cannot wait to see who comes out on top. And just like you said, fucking Ilia gets himself a fucking fight, and the top maybe gets the title or something. See how that goes, bro. They would probably give Paddy a title shot off beating Michael Chandler.
Probably
if Ilia is the champ.
Probably. Now, if Chandler
vacates and it's just Ilia fucking Paddy for the vacant title.
God.
That'd be such a joke.
Yeah, it would be. But if Chandler, for just this fight, instead of having negative fight IQ, can have like net neutral IQ, it's just 0 fight IQ, not negative, just 0.
Say like 3.
0 to 3, anywhere in there. I need to see what happens when someone touches up Paddy to the body. No one has done it yet, and that has got to be a weakness considering he fluctuates so much in weight.
Yeah,
that has got to take a toll on your fucking liver.
Jimmy sent me a post about how this has got to be the biggest out-of-camp discipline disparity in UFC history.
It's one of them, minimum.
There's just no way. You have Paddy, who in a week of fighting goes from 155 to 200 pounds, to Chandler, who might beef up a little bit, but he's in shape all the goddamn time.
No,
the
only thing I could think of is GSP and BJ Penn, because BJ Penn was notoriously out of shape, out of camp.
Yeah, but incredible fight. Let's see how that plays out and how that could shake up the 155-pound division. Let's fucking go. This next fight, absolutely incredible. I have mixed feelings about it, but it should be great. Yair Rodriguez is finally back, and he is taking on none other than UFC debutante, former, I don't even know, 3-time, 4-time Bellator champ overall between featherweight and 155. Patricio Pitbull. He finally gets his opportunity in the UFC at 37 years of age.
I'm kind of shocked that they actually gave him the shot.
I am, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Because I know that he's older, and you know what I mean? So it's just like, who knows what he's actually going to do? But he puts on fun fights.
No,
and he's always down to scrap.
And it's not like even at 37, like he's washed or anything. He's coming off of a fucking finish over Jeremy Kennedy, who was 19-3 and 32 years old. Do you know what I mean? It's just the way that Dana be talking sometimes, and like just about giving people contracts and signing people of certain ages. It's like 37 at middleweight, okay, different. 37 at fucking 145, it's like, you know, obviously he has a big name, and like, you know, 24-6 in Bellator, like that's a great record. I'm just surprised that he actually did it, you know?
Yeah.
I am, but at the same time,
I think he could beat Yair.
Yes, he definitely beat Yair. The one misstep he's had in the past couple of years was his move down to fight Sergio Pettis in Bellator, because that was a bad fight. But outside of that,
and then because that was the fucking crazy thing. He goes down to 135 for the first time in his career ever. Like, I'm gonna become triple champ. Loses that. What was it, like 2 weeks later, or like a month?
It was 1 month later. He went up to 155 and fought in Ryzen.
Yeah, and then he got knocked out in the first round. You know, so it was like what the fuck are you doing trying to do that?
So it was like that little stretch was like real dumb of him. But it's like, you know what? I don't blame you for losing, because you did a dumbass thing. Like, you were kind of supposed to lose.
That's been like his big misstep, and still being signed to Bellator when it got sold to PFL. But you know, no one knew that. You know, cancel their subscription to Bellator at that time. But because I know they were talking, because obviously Dana was asked about Patricio Pitbull at one of the press conferences, and it was like he was asked about Aaron Pico and he was asked about Pitbull. With Pitbull, he was like, I need to go talk to the matchmaker, see what they want to do with that. But he 100% knew they wanted Pico, and that makes sense because Pico's like, what, 28? 26, 28?
Like 30, something like that.
Somewhere in there. So, like, young guy, great boxing, all that. I do want to see him in the UFC. So we'll see what happens with that. But this fight with Yair, great fight. He can definitely win. He's got the power to do it. He's got some grappling to him.
Yep.
If Volkanovski wins, and if Pitbull wins, you do that fight.
Yeah, you kind of have to. It's like, it sucks for Mozart, but he said he doesn't care if he has to beat 100 people before the UFC give him his title shot, so he can wait one more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to know something fun about Patricio? He's so well-rounded. In his 36 wins, he has 12 knockouts, 12 submissions, and 12 decisions.
Damn, I did not realize that's how perfect that is.
30. Nice.
Yeah, because it's like, because I know with you saying, you know, of like how Dana White talks with like older people too and stuff, but it's like, he is a legend of MMA, and the fans respect him, and they will watch him.
That's why I agree with the surprised and not surprised, because it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, he's a great fighter, he has a big name, he's very fun to watch, but with him being old, and just one of those things of like, will Dana actually do it? You know what I mean?
And I really do appreciate that. It's one of those things where it definitely sucks for like just the for the life of the other promotions in MMA that Dana has just kind of been signing all of these names from fucking PFL and Bellator and whatever, you know what I mean? But it is kind of nice to see him doing that again, because it's been a long time since kind of like really just getting like big names from like other promotions and kind of doing something. But yeah, so we'll see what's able to happen with Pitbull though.
No, yeah, and like with what you're saying with that, it's like PFL is kind of starting to prove like they don't know what to do with them. They don't have the resources for it. So like it honestly is just like, it sucks to suck, but we might need like someone like GFL, hopefully not signing, you know, all the old guys next year, and actually getting some like guys and, you know, closer to their primes, and we can actually start getting something going maybe.
100%. So yeah. We'll see how that plays out, though. But yeah, for the matchup, very excited for Yair Pitbull. Let's fucking go. Next fight on that Miami card, the natural progression, the third up and comer now to go from Neal Magny to Geoff Neal. Carlos Prates gets that fight. What a fucking striking fight between these two gentlemen.
Hell yeah. I feel like this is really going to prove the power that Carlos Prates has behind those hands. because Jeff Neal was only knocked out one time in his career, and that was on the regional scenes by Kevin
Holland.
Yeah, way back.
Which
Similar
is pretty funny.
type of build, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of those things. Carlos Prates is a way cleaner striker.
Yep.
Definitely, I feel like has a bit more power in his hands at 170 pounds than what Kevin Holland does.
The only person to finish him inside the UFC so far has been Shavkat, and that was with the standing RNC in the last minute of the third round because he couldn't get him the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is definitely
Incredible.
an interesting test for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
so excited.
It's the boxing of Jeff Neal and the Muay Thai of Prates. And I'm going to put my money on the Muay Thai, to be completely honest with you.
I'm definitely in agreement with you. Let's fucking go. But yeah.
This
Miami card's stacking out.
Yeah, the fighting nerds are going to have a great year this year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They had a great year last year. They're going to...
Silva just knocked out Bakasarian, so like it's already off to a great start.
Yep.
Hoopy's getting a huge jump with Bobby Green.
Yep. They are on the map for sure. But yeah, great fight there, though. Last one for the Miami card. Another fun fight at 145 pounds. Dan Ige, he is taking on Sean Woodson. Just what a stylistic matchup and just a build matchup between them. Dan just more on the just shorter side, you know what I mean? Not fucking too tall, not too long. Very solid boxer, just very good mixing it up overall. And then Sean Woodson, we all know how that motherfucker's built. I don't gotta even fucking attempt to describe what he looks like.
6'2", 78-inch reach at 145.
Stupid,
Straight up alien.
Yeah.
Against Dan Ige's 5'7", 71-inch.
Well, the one thing that I'm
boxing of Woodson is
So this fight's going to a decision.
Probably.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And Woodson probably takes it just because he's got good range management. And what's Ige's reach?
71.
71.
7-inch reach advantage for Sean Woodson.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for him.
Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, Ige very battle tested against a lot of great fighters. So yeah, see how he's able to handle this fucking tricky test for him. Whole lot of fun. That Miami card is absolutely incredible.
Just jumps on his back like a koala and just gets the RNC.
Yeah, maybe. But let's go. Couple of fights for the pay-per-view in May for Canada. Main event is official. Welterweight title on the line. It was supposed to be Belal Muhammad defending against Shavkat Rakhmonov. Going back to it, Shavkat is injured, can't compete for May. So the UFC has decided to take apart a fight that was already happening in Leon versus Jack, move Jack back a couple of months, and he gets his shot for the undisputed welterweight gold against Belal. Oh my goodness, how are you guys feeling about my boy getting his shot? Let's go, Baba Dabalena time.
I love it and I hate it.
Yep.
I'm scared. I am scared because it's like I love watching JDM and I would love to see him grab this title. I have him on my draft, so I extra want him to win. But this is a rough fight for him.
Yes.
This is definitely a rough fight. It's hard, especially because I feel like Jack's last 3 fights also haven't been the greatest. Because it's like with the Gilbert Burns one, like it was great because he was able to get the finish under the circumstances of having a fucking broken hand in the first round.
Broken arm,
sorry.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like I guess that's good, but obviously like watching it was just like at first it was like when you don't think about the hand, you're like, damn, Gilbert was kind of winning that fight until you caught him and like you were able to get it done. He hurt himself, so it's like, okay, you know, that could have gone differently, but we didn't really get to see how it would have gone. But he was able to get the finish, so good for him.
Yeah.
But he had the split decision with Kevin Holland because neither of them took that fight seriously. It was just not good. And then you had the split decision with Basile Hafez where the grappling definitely gave him an issue. And I don't know if that came down to just like overlooking this guy that because he was originally supposed to fight Sean Brady, he pulls out. He's supposed to fight someone else, making their debut. That guy pulls out. Here comes in Basile, just short notice, you know, making his debut, probably not thinking much of it. So I wonder if it was one of those things, just not expecting it. But I am just super curious how after over a year out of the octagon, how he's going to go out there and perform 5 rounds against Belal Muhammad, because we all know that shit is going 5 rounds. Unless Jack gets him out of there, of course. You know what I mean? Like, if, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not the best of circumstances for Jack coming into his first title shot for sure. But I am just extremely confident in his abilities. It's like, with the Gilbert one, to be able to still scramble like he did for 3 rounds with a broken arm, go and do that, and then to find perfectly timed that shot to just put Gilbert out, like, I honestly just have full confidence that he's going to be able to just do enough throughout, like, the fight with Belal, that he's going to just be landing good shots on him. He might get taken down. He's going to scramble. He's going to get back up. But Belal's just going to put on a whole lot of pressure. Jack's inside boxing is some of the greatest work that I've seen in the sport in a real long time, aside from, like, Ilia VACATES. Second round knockout for Jack Della Maddelana. He's walking home with gold in May. Let's fucking go. I fucking love Belal. It's
no
hate
against Belal when any of this comes out.
It's like,
it's just the natural progression of the passing of the torch. Like, Belal, I'm so happy you got your shot. You were finally able to hold up at your 36, and we're in the golden era of these young guys coming up ready to make 170. Fucking exciting as shit.
Yeah,
and this is like the next step after Shavkat and Ian. You know what I mean? Like,
and if Belal's able to fucking go out there and get it done against Jack, like, just one of those things of every single motherfucker, and it's like, I'm doing it right now, of just, like, always doubting him. 36 years old, welterweight division, nobody, like, gave him a fucking shot, nobody gave him, like, nobody gave a fuck about him, and here he is doing the damn thing and getting the fucking title, and now going out there and potentially defending it against that new generation coming up. Like, yeah, man, I am so excited for that welterweight championship fight.
I am excited as well. It's definitely gonna be real interesting, because, like, the thing with Belal is he is a pressure forward fighter, and Jack Della Maddelana has some really good counter strikes, so it'll be really interesting to see how that works.
Yeah, let's go. Great main event, co-main event, very exciting as well. I'm very just happy that they went to it, and we're not waiting too far into the year to get it.
Yes.
Valentina Shevchenko, after regaining the throne at 125 pounds, is now defending it against the clear and rightful number 1 contender, the only person that should be in there in a title fight with her, honestly, Manon Fiorot.
False.
No.
It could have been Zhang Weili.
Nah, she gets it later in the year. It's fine.
If Manon wins, then the fight doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, yes, I know. But
should have been Zhang.
It does. It's one of those things.
But within the division, it is the only fight that should have happened. And yes. I get that.
It's like, you definitely are risking, like, losing that potential fight.
Yep.
But it is like, Manon should get her shot. You know what I mean? But yeah, how you guys feel overall about this flyweight title fight coming up in May?
Grant, you have not gotten your undisputed champion yet, and it's not happening in this fight either. Shevchenko in 3.
In 3.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, that
ground and pound, gets crucifix, elbows. Just like she did to Andrade.
And Caitlin Chukagian.
Yep.
She's done it many a times.
Yep.
Yeah.
She beat the fuck out of Priscilla.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit out of Lauren Murphy.
Yeah, it's very possible. It is just, I just really fucking respect Manon Fiorot and what she's able to do in this division, and
she's
it's
really
like,
good.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she'll be able to get it done like that, but I do think Valentina more than likely by decision. That's definitely what I'm probably going to lean towards. But I would not be surprised if she does go out there and, like you said, crucifix, just dominating with the grappling. She's done that so many times to so many great fighters in this division. It's like, yeah, she needs to go out there, show Manon why she is the best flyweight, and then fight Zhang and let Zhang show her why she's the best female fighter. Let's go. Let's fucking go. That would be pretty incredible. But yeah, great co-main event. I am very excited to see how that one plays out. And speaking of people that have gotten dominated by Valentina Shevchenko's grappling, that's crazy. I'm sorry, I had to do it. It was the perfect transition. Alexa Grasso is back after losing her title in the trilogy with Valentina, taking on rising contender, new up-and-comer Natalia Silva.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, my fucking God. I cannot wait to see how the striking plays out between these two women.
Yeah, this is the fight that I wanted.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Fucking boxing game of Alexa Grasso, that fucking pressure forward in your face, gonna be moving down on her with that fucking championship experience, and then Natalia
with her just incredible footwork, her just real good at in and out, her kicks just
Yep.
How does it go?
Yeah, do
you think that Alexa might try to mix it up at all on her?
Like take her down?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that would be the best opportunity for her to actually like to be able to close the distance and have it go her way, because it's like Natalia's movement is just really good, and if she's just trying to be basic and plotty and kind of like just box on her, Natalia is going to be running circles around her, you know?
For sure.
Like I feel like she's gonna have to get like real active in there with her and really move with her, cut angles, like, and I just don't know if she'll do that. But if she can actually take her down and keep her down, then that's interesting. But that sucks for Natalia. I don't want that to happen.
No, yeah. It's like in a way, it's a very similar, like especially on the feet. It's a very similar fight to her fighting Valentina Shevchenko, honestly. It's like gonna be Natalia as a great counter striker, gonna be on the back foot, obviously way more movement, better at the in and out, but Valentina has like the amazing timing and just like the technical work, so it like, you know what I mean, kind of just like gets that similar way. Obviously Natalia does not have the grappling to go to like Valentina did, so it's like it would be so incredibly dumb of Alexa to fight this fight in any other way than the classic fight of you crowd the motherfucking kicker. That's all. Whether like she definitely should mix it up with grappling for sure, but even if she wants to just do boxing, you constantly walk in front of her fucking face and you throw punches on her and you get her so she has to circle along the cage. She's always pressed up on the cage, and if you want to shoot a takedown, it's always right in range. Like she fucking has to.
And that's the thing.
If she doesn't, it's like I'm gonna lose my mind of like what the fuck has happened in her camp that like she went out there and like got her like worked her way up, won the title, had those fights with Valentina, and now 2 fights in a row it's like you have just like you're falling off. Like what the fuck happened? You know what I mean? Like
because the thing is that it's like I don't know. I feel like it's not going to be that easy to actually do though, you know, because Natalia is not just in and out, you know, she will left and right, moving around. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it was almost a bit like if this was going in Natalia's favor, if it looked more similar to Yusuf Zawal versus Kattar, where it's like Alexa is trying to get in front, like obviously not like the exact, but you know what I mean? Like just trying to get in front of her. But if she is failing to cut that angle correctly, that's what I mean with Silva, just running circles around her, just in and out, landing that shot, she's out of there. But it's going to be more of the kick, so she's going to be even more out at distance, you know? Just throwing kicks up at the head, kicking her body, pushing her back a little bit further, going around,
But that's where it's just because of it being the kicks, it's like she does need that extra space, so that's where like just that
or if Alexa can time it to actually catch a kick.
But that's just the time-tested tradition of if someone is a big kicker, you fucking push them back and you get in front of them because they don't have the space to kick like they're comfortable with. So
I just wonder if she'll have that pressure to do it.
I mean, she's done it so many times. She knows how to fight in that traditional kind of Mexican style boxing of gonna have a high guard, go in front of you, put on a jab and go, you know what I mean? Like she's added in the grappling to her game. Like it's like that's where it's like she should be able to make this a very tough fight for Natalia. Like if she loses, you know, it's not gonna be like, oh yeah, you've just really fallen off or whatever. It's like it's just the way in which she fights will kind of like I just feel like has to be something going on in the camp if like she just fights it in a very dumb way because it's clear what she has to do, you know?
No, yeah.
But if she fights well and Natalia still gets it done, then she really is just as good as we think she is.
We just have to hope by that point Valentina is not the champ. The worst fight in women's history will be Valentina and Natalia.
You think it'll be worse than Rose and Carla? Like, honestly, because that is
worst
some
one,
low standards to break.
Worst women's flyweight title fight ever.
Yeah, like it would be terrible. Like it.
I know.
Yeah, Rosa Esparza is just on a different level. Like you just can't even count that. It's like saying like the worst fight in UFC's history is Ngannou Lewis. It's like that is such on a different fucking level of bad that it's like
depends on how old Valentina ages by the time that fight happens. But yeah, that could definitely be not the greatest fight to watch. But let's see how that fight plays out between Grasso and Silva. I am very excited for it though.
Me too.
Let's go. As we mentioned earlier, because JDM is out of his fight with Leon Edwards, he had to get himself a new opponent. And Oofy Magoofy, Ginger's draft pick, and Sean Brady got himself
my boy.
Big, just
in general.
It was just one of those things where it's because obviously like just all of our boys and everything with just like at 170, obviously like Prates coming in, like we just are all a big fan, but just like just fucking Prates and your boy JDM and my boys Sean and your boy, it's just like everyone at welterweight all got a fight booked.
JDM is on my draft.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean. I'm the one that is always rooting for JDM over everyone.
Yeah, I know.
I was about to say it's Shavkat, JDM, and Sean Brady. Because like Prates, we're all huge fans of Prates. So,
but so how do you feel about this? Ginger?
It's rough. It is rough.
Yeah,
because if Leon is able to keep distance, he's winning this fight.
Yep.
And it's going to be very interesting because Usman wasn't really able to get Leon down in their rematch, but that could also be Leon being older. Not Leon. Usman being older, knees going out, bad, all that. Brady's a lot more physical.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like he has a lot more submission threats on the ground.
Oh, yeah. So, 1,000,000%.
That is where it'll be.
But how poetic would it be if Sean Brady's 2 losses were knockouts by Belal and Leon?
That would be a bit sad for his career.
It would be,
honestly.
But it would be like
it would be really funny. And I mean, it's entirely possible. It's like Leon's like fucking 12 inches taller than him and fucking has like a 14-inch reach advantage. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to look incredible when they're standing.
Leon's just fighting flyweight. Like, what are you talking about?
Come on. What, Sean Brady's like 5'6", right?
It's so disrespectful.
I know. It's a joke. But like, but the build, like, it's like, because
very different.
That's where it's like Leon has obviously done so good with his grappling and like getting better and building it up. But it's like, the style of grappling and the strength of Brady is just entirely different from fighting Belal or Usman or Colby.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like
Belal was dropping him on his head and shit.
No, yeah, I know. So it's just like
But I do also believe that Belal has just a different type of work ethic and fire under his ass with the way that people like the opportunity that was finally there, like just everything.
No,
I think, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just very underestimated, and I think it's a lot of the pressure too. The way it was just nonstop.
Yeah,
I get
Sean has really done a lot to build on. Like I really was impressed with his striking in the Gilbert Burns fight. You know what I mean? Like like obviously I wasn't the best Gilbert, but he showed such like growth in the fluidity and how comfortable he was on the feet and transitioning between striking and grappling too,
100%.
So
yeah. But also like the thing is like, I understand the pressure of no one, giving Belal the chance and all that. How about the pressure of being the guy who's everyone is constantly saying you got finished by Belal on the feet?
Yeah.
The fact that everyone brings that up every single time he fights.
Yeah. No, yeah, he's fucking gotten way better. He's putting in the work for sure. It's a rough fight for both of them. Like I really am not sure who's gonna come out on top, honestly.
And the thing with Sean Brady in this fight is like he's fighting the number one guy. He's fighting the person who's ranked number one at the moment. Like it easily, if he goes out there and like, let's say he does what Belal couldn't do, takes him down, subs him, arm triangle, second round. That really starts to make it look like, okay, who gets the shot next, Shavkat or Sean? Recency bias starts to become Sean, whereas Shavkat should probably actually get it, but...
You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen?
What?
JDM's gonna go out there and beat Belal.
Okay.
As soon as that happens, Islam is like, I'm done with this division.
I'm moving up.
I'm gonna move up. Sean Brady's gonna go out there and beat Leon Edwards. And now you're gonna have him and Shavkat sitting there waiting for their shot at a title. They're gonna end up fighting each other while fucking JDM fights Islam for the welterweight title. That is entirely possible.
That is a very possible outcome to that whole
because
situation.
Especially with just like with Shavkat having like if we're going into now like fucking July, August or something, it's like you haven't fought in almost a year and there's all these people doing stuff, you know, like it's just one of those things. It's very quick to get left out and someone to Dana's even said that like he's like kind of left it open that someone else could get that, you know. So
yeah. And I mean Buckley could come in and fight Usman in that time as well, and now we're really like who the fuck is getting this shot?
Exactly. So
that's what I was saying before. 170 is just in a beautiful place.
Yeah,
it's
man,
so
I love
good.
it. Oh, it's all coming together so
I'll say Michael
perfectly.
Morales on the come up fighting Gilbert Burns, Prates fighting Neal. They both could potentially get a fight around July as well.
Yeah. So let's go. 2 more fight announcements though. I know we've been going long on it. Cory versus Figgy main event in Des Moines, Iowa. Crazy.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
I love this
it's
fight.
A good fight.
It is pretty damn good.
It's a great fight.
It's one of those things of it's just like both of them haven't lost recently, you know what I mean? But they both lost recently, but are big names and just deserving of big fights. And Bantamweight starting to get into that spot with Merab kind of running through everyone, where now you have to go to rematches and the only new names are off of losses. So you kind of got to set one of those people have lost to have, even if it's the fucking Cheeto thing of you won one fight, well, here's the title fight. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, for sure. But I feel like they're gonna go to Sean and
well, they're going to that
Sean for the next title shot. But so that at least creates
May.
Probably that they didn't say anything for it. They're just talking about it's in works.
Might be June.
But that just opens up some space for more things like that to happen, you know. But
100%.
Cory and Figgy, it's just such a good fight. I just wonder if after this the winner is gonna go to Piotr, and then that's gonna settle it, or if they're gonna give Piotr a different fight. So that there's at least 2 different contenders in the making so that the title shot doesn't run dry. Like, I don't know what they're going to do. It's getting a little weird, you know?
Because, like, Figgy just lost to Piotr. And, right? Yeah, that's
his most recent loss. Cory lost a little bit ago. But that rematch, running that rematch back would be more favorable than running the Figueiredo fight back.
For sure.
Because Cory has improved his grappling so much since their first meeting, that'd be really interesting to actually see how that ended up working.
100%. But yeah, so just a great fight between 2 big names at 135 pounds. See how that plays out. And then this one, I got mixed feelings about it on the last one. My boy Joshua Van, he's on my draft number 15 ranked pick. He was supposed to be fighting Bruno Silva.
You don't know how to feel about this? Have more confidence in your fucking boy.
He was supposed to be fighting Bruno Silva, who just got knocked the fuck out by Manel Kopp. So that was easy money wins for my boy Joshua Van to go out there and knock him out, give me a point on the draft. But now instead of fighting him, UFC 313, he's taking on undefeated rising prospect in Rei Tsuruya. It's like, I definitely think that he still can go out there and get it done. Probably going out there with a 3rd round knockout. I hope so. Because Ray definitely has more gas in him going in the earlier rounds, getting finishes earlier, but just is like just definitely slows down in the 3rd round. And Joshua Van will put on a motherfucking crazy pace, so it's like he's not going to be one to slow down, even with so many people in his past fights trying to grapple him. So definitely rooting for my boy. Going out there, 3rd round knockout, but undefeated prospect. It's rough, but it is 2025 though. So so many different things to be scared about.
Get your shit together. There's nothing to be scared about.
Too many things.
Respectfully.
All the things.
Rei went out there and he has one decision over Carlos Hernandez. That is his only fight in the UFC. He has a whole lot of ground and pounds, and he's not about to take Joshua Van down and ground and pound him out of there. Joshua Van's going to go out there and punch him 137 times in a matter of like 6.5 minutes.
Yes.
And he's going to be so exhausted by round 2, even more quick than normal, because he's not used to the pace that's about to get put on him. Easy peasy. Joshua Van got this. Have some faith in your boy.
He's winning 3rd round knockout. Let's go. That is all the fight news. Let's go. So much good stuff. So many great fights. Can't wait to see them all. But now let's get on to some of the actual fights that have happened this weekend.
Yeah, I guess they did, huh?
Yep, we did have some fights going on. 171 from Qatar happened Thursday morning for us. We had some good shit. We had some sad shit. Main event: Joshua Patricio taking on Jared Brooks in the trilogy.
Not what I expected.
Nope.
Not at all.
I'm over here confident that Jared Brooks was just going to get it done like he did the first time, because the second time was just a fluke of an illegal spike.
Yep.
Bro, he went out there and attempted way too many deep chokes and squeezed the hell out of his arms that he had nothing left by round 2. And I've never seen that before from him. Like, we just watched him go to a split decision up a weight class and really give Reese McLaurin like a hard time. You know what I mean? That was up at bantamweight. Like, he had the gas to go. He just really shit the bed in this one.
Yeah. Like you said, just all those deep attempts. Like when he hit the Darson the first one, it was just because it was funny because like just you being like, oh, his fucking little ass arms, like he can't fucking go like and do a Darce or anything.
I did say those exact words.
We're fucking watching the fight because like you were working, so like I had already seen it. And she came back and like I was just laughing about it, and then so like he throws in the Darce and she's like, oh no way, it's gonna end like this, right? Like it just and fucking Joshua just able to get out of all the gillies, the Darces, everything.
Calm,
it was
just fighting the grip.
Yeah, it was just crazy. And then, gets him down round 2, just fucking starts putting big shots on him. Like you said, Brooks was so exhausted, had him up on the cage and just, started bombing. He had nothing for him. Ref comes in to save him. And, just absolutely incredible for Joshua to secure that title, get it done, and, unify the championship in that one.
Yep. Defend his belt.
Hell yeah. Co-main event, though, kickboxing championship on the line at bantamweight. Jonathan Haggerty defending against Wei Ru. It was a pretty solid fight. Rei definitely did a lot better in the first round than kind of what I didn't know much about him, didn't know how it was going to go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But did real good, just landing like some good combos, landed a couple good uppercuts that were getting through on Haggerty. Ending all of his combos with leg kicks and just keeping those going to like really just help just definitely secure that first round, I felt like, for him. But after that, Haggerty just kind of started to pick it up, started to find the timing.
Put it on the gas in that second round, and he definitely just took over every round since.
Yeah.
Easy him decision.
Yep. The fucking counter left hooks for Haggerty were on point. The fucking 1-2s were amazing, working behind the jab.
Hold on, wait.
Front kicks to the face.
We cannot skip over his sneaky Muay Thai shit that he kept doing in there.
Yeah,
that shit was funny because like the first time he threw a little spinning back elbow, it was like, okay, was that one of those force of habit things? You're the Muay Thai champ. You generally fight in Muay Thai. This is your second kickboxing fight in one since you've been here. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. One time it happens. But throwing another one, grabbing the clinch and throwing some knees, like he was really
throwing the sweep after,
just tossing them to the ground. Like, brother, this is a different sport. Get it together. The champ.
And it was definitely being a bit too cheeky with all of those.
Not saying he won because of that, but
not at all. But just throwing them in too much for sure. It's like you said, it's obviously force of habit, but it just like you said, as the champ especially, it's like you gotta tighten that up a little bit.
Right, 1 time okay, 2 times get it together, 3 times brother.
But ends up winning the unanimous decision. Just a good performance overall for him, saying that his end goal is like he wants to move over to MMA and become a champion there. So
not happening.
I don't know. He's got some pretty damn good striking, and I would love to see how he's able to do it going over to MMA. Fucking him versus Lineker and him versus God damn it, I'm blanking on the name, but who Fabricio just beaten his
Quan Wanil.
Quan Wanil. Like, bro, fucking Quan Wan in MMA versus Jonathan Haggerty. I would love to see that.
Explosive. Quan gets knocked out.
I mean, but you know.
Look, Haggerty go to Dagestan 2-3 years, forget.
Yeah, he would probably be able to cook. But yeah, good shit for him though.
Just because you don't like him.
But underneath those two title fights, we had some pretty fucked up knockouts.
Yeah, we did.
This first one, Roberto Soldic coming in, absolutely obliterating Doggy from Turkey.
Yeah, because Doggy came out just real fast and wily and just like
putting on pressure.
Yeah, just putting on too much pressure, but was stupid about it. And I had that thought of like, damn, Roberto's gonna clip him, huh? And then Roberto clipped him, one shot straight left, he was gone.
Yeah, fucking as Doggy was coming in, throwing the kick, like you said, just clipped him with that. In the way that the momentum of that punch as he was kicking just turned him face down.
Yeah, oh my God, I kind of forgot that's how he
that was so brutal.
We've had a lot of finishes since then, so
legitimately knocked him out cold, sent him to the Shadow Realm, just gone.
Under 2 minutes of the first round, absolutely disgusting.
Get this man into the UFC.
Yeah, that would be pretty incredible.
Hey, there's a storyline.
Yep. Next one that was also incredibly sad. Shamil taking on
Poetan.
Yeah. Shamil versus Aung Lam Song. It was I don't know why they went to the rematch. Shamil finished him second round ground and pound in their first fight, and then they decided to go back to it. Aung La put on pressure, a lot of pressure right away, threw a big head kick to start just going. And then 28 seconds in, Shamil timed the ducking movement of him with a head kick and just blasted him, put him unconscious. That shit was nasty and very sad to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't like official that he like retired or anything. I don't know what he's gonna do. I kind of figured that he was going to.
He should.
And especially it was just like before that too, Martin Nguyen and Bibiano Fernandez, both of them retiring in the fights previous. So like I was really just expecting that to be the third one in a row.
Yeah.
But yeah, just very sad to see for sure. Other than that though, Cade Ruotolo back in MMA, fighting an undefeated fighter, 7-0. He got a first round finish. Very nice for that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Always nice to see his improvement in MMA and how his career is going to go.
Yeah, because wasn't it like they were up against the cage and he kind of just rolled for the fucking leg?
Oh, fuck, honestly.
It was like a weird transition, right? Like right away, he just kind of was like, "Oop, let me roll for the leg," and then pulled him.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Were you about to mix up the UFC?
Yeah,
sorry,
no,
it was like up against the cage. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he was just like, rolling for the leg, took him to the ground, and then just absolutely dominated him on top. Landed some good ground and pound. This undefeated guy was doing decent enough to defend for a little bit, but by 3 minutes, he got him out of there. Arm triangle choke. Like, it was easy work.
Yeah, landed some good elbows on top. Yeah, like I said, ground and pound. But yeah, very solid for good old Cade Ruotolo. And then last little mention, Jake Peacock got a win, so that was cool. Always love to see him win.
Yeah, dog.
Let's go. That is 171 from Qatar. Very nice fight card. Let's see how they continue to grow throughout the year or if they just continue to fall into a moneyless pit, you know?
Money laundering.
Let's go on to some boxing real quick because we did actually have a card that we were all very excited for to see how some fights played out.
I wasn't excited.
That's such
Some of us were excited for.
Some of us were excited for more fights than others. It did happen to fall apart a little bit throughout fight week. Got a little bit scary. First, Shakur Stevenson's opponent pulled out. Ended up getting him one as soon as they found him opponent. Daniel Dubois pulled out of his title fight against Joseph Parker. They were able to find an opponent on about 48 hours notice for him, so that was cool. But it just kind of turned into a whole little bit of a mess. But the main event was still intact heading in. The reason why we were all there. Better Beef taking on Bivol in the rematch. It was another just very good fight. Started off much quicker and faster than the first one did. They were going after it. That fucking third round, they were just bombing on each other. I really thought that it was just going to kind of turn into a war from there, but both of them definitely got more composed and like tried to settle into a smarter pace after that. Didn't go as crazy. But I don't know if I've ever in MMA or whatever seen two fights between someone like, the first one and then the rematch.
Both end in majority decision.
Yeah, and they split the majority decision. Like, how fucking closer can you get between two fighters that one judge saw it as a draw in the first fight, one guy edges it, and then another judge sees it as a draw in the second fight, and then the other guy edges it? Yep. Dimitri Bivol is able to get it done in the rematch, like you said, majority decision, gives Beterbiev his first loss, takes away that second decision in his career. He is now undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world. Great shit, great fight.
It was a good fight. Sad though.
Yeah, I definitely was just one in order to win. I know, Ginger, you were rooting for Bivol, but just good solid work between them.
I will say I'm not as much of a Bivol fan as you guys are Beterbiev fans, but so I would have been somewhat fine if Arthur had won or if it had gone to like a draw, because I was honestly at the end of that fight like unsure.
Yeah, See, the thing is I'm always bad at keeping track of the rounds because there's fucking 12 of them. So like around like 7 and 8, like I start like, oh shit, how many were they winning? And you know what I mean? Like I kind of get lost in my own brain with it. But I just know like Arthur took over around like round 3, right?
Yeah,
there was like the potential for round 2, but it was like round 3 that it was like round 3 is 4 or 5. Like he came out there and he was definitely winning.
Yes.
And then just slowed down and kind of let Bivol take over. And he never picked it back up.
Yeah.
Like if he was to like,
I think the 12th round he picked it back up a little bit. I think ended up getting that,
but at that point it didn't matter. You know what I mean? It wasn't going to make a difference.
Exactly.
Like I just mean like, let's say it was going into the 7th and 8th, and he was like, okay, let me give up a round or 2 and then take back over 9, 10, 11. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
But he just didn't do that, and it turned back into Bivol's fight, which was sad to watch.
Exactly, because I wasn't exactly sure. I never know how the judges are going to score it, but it's like the first 6 rounds or so, 7 rounds, it felt like, okay, mainly Beterbiev, but a lot of close rounds. And then, like you said, it just towards the end, like he just slowed down and it felt like Bivol was taking over. And so I wasn't sure how they were going to score, but I definitely felt like Bivol was going to get it by the end of it.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, so just overall a whole lot of fun. I just feel like they probably go to the trilogy. I don't know. Like,
how do you not?
Maybe it's maybe they like get a Benavidez fight in there or something first, just to kind of get like mix it up. But Archer, I'm pretty sure 41 heading like now. Okay, no,
still 40.
Okay, yeah, just turned 40. But so yeah, it's like who knows how exactly long he's gonna be around, how everything will go down. But yeah, that was a whole lot of fun. Shakur Stevenson. It was one of those things where, like, as I was watching it, I just exactly understood everything that I have heard people talk about, because I've never gotten to see him fight live, and it was just like, yeah, he's a very talented fighter. He's able to fight extremely smart, but he doesn't risk it. He doesn't go after it. He doesn't put it on enough, and fighting a guy that was taking this fight on 3 days' notice, took him to the 9th round to get the finish via body shots. The corner threw in the towel at the end of the round.
Knocked him down like 3 times that round with those body shots. So
yeah, definitely really started to put it on him. But it's like,
the dude was definitely tough too, though.
For sure. But it's just like, you could tell that like it's just one of those things, like it's just
if he wasn't as patient and as safe, then he probably could have gotten that done rounds earlier.
Because he started off like kind of quick, and I was like, oh, I feel like he's gonna try and put it on, and then it just kind of seemed like he settled into a groove and just just started to get into a flow, and then like the 8th, 9th round really started to pick it up and try and get him out of there. But it was just like, I definitely understand the criticisms, but clearly an extremely talented fighter.
Yeah.
I think we cannot gloss over the fact that Josh Padley has a whole big back tattoo of Mike Tyson punching Zeus in the face. That's what that tattoo was. Like, I don't know if you remember me bringing it up of like, oh, he has like some type of like fight scene on the back, but I couldn't make out who it was. It's Mike Tyson punching Zeus. Right. I swear, I sent it to Jimmy this morning. I could send it to you right now.
Yep.
That is what it is.
That is what it is.
You found it? You see it?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
What does it say at the bottom?
Oh, I don't know.
Fear something. Or team. No, that says team. Whatever his team is, I guess. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. But
that's not the important part to me.
Pretty damn incredible, though.
I saw that. I'm like, what does that say?
So definitely good work for Shakur there. And then last little mention of boxing, I feel like that's real good to bring up. Jay Lee Zhang taking on undefeated fighter in Caballel. That was that was pretty fun as long as it lasted. But 6th round, the body shots were just too much. Caballel was putting it on him, and Jay Lee Zhang goes down, doesn't get back up. You could tell with that last
bang.
Yeah, did. He was trying. He got that left hand to knock Caballel down early. I think that was the 3rd round he scored the knockdown. But tough as hell, Aguides, and was able to hold through, keep the body work going, putting the pressure on the older, bigger fighter, tired him out, and just.
I felt bad because he was on his knee. He looked like he wanted to stand up, and his body was physically rejecting the action.
Yes.
I feel like you could see his mind and body working against each other in that moment.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
It was too much.
But also, just quickly going back to the Better Bivol fight, you bring up, you know, it being one majority decision, going one way the first time, and then going the other way the second. The scorecards were literally flipped.
No fucking way.
Yes. The same amount of rounds that one judge scored for Better Beef in the first fight. It was like 116, 112, 115, 113, 114, 114. Same scorecards, flipped for Bivol.
Is rigged.
That's just hilarious.
Bro, that's incredible. You actually can't get closer.
Legitimately, the only way to get closer is the only way to get closer is literally just they went to a draw. They went to a draw. They went to a draw.
Yeah, I feel like if they fight a 3rd time and they go to a draw, then like they just have to take the titles from both of them, and like just like you guys have to do something else, and the division moves on. Like, like we can't just keep doing this. Like,
look, you guys you're getting the look, guys. You get this trophy. You won boxing. Leave.
Yep. You're both undisputed.
And just cut the belts in half.
I was gonna say, like, you're just like, you know what? You take 2, you take 2, go your separate ways. Like,
no more undisputed.
Yep. Yeah. But boxing was a whole lot of fun on Saturday. Let's go. Let's get into UFC Seattle from Saturday night. A whole lot of great fights on the prelims, and things were going crazy.
Things were going really good until.
Yeah, main event was very anticlimactic for sure.
Yeah.
In the 3rd round, Song Yadong landed a pretty good solid eye poke on Henry Cejudo. That was a nice little double jab to the eyes. Yep. Henry taking all the time, ends up going the 5 minutes of trying to recover. I think there was like about a minute left in the round or something.
Yeah.
Ends up going, just basically was running away for the entire minute, just circling around the outside of the cage. And then as soon as like the round ended, he was like, I can't see out of my eye. Like, I can't see. So Herzog starts the 4th round, calls the time, then, ends it because of the eye poke.
Yep.
So they go to the judges' scorecard since they reached like the halfway point of the fight. And Song Yadong wins by a technical decision. How do you guys feel? Obviously, we'll get into the fight, but how do you guys feel overall about how all of that played out with the eye poke, how it was handled, and the result that we got from it?
I need refs to understand that no matter what you do, your inaction or your actions affect the end of a fight. The fact that you did not take a point in this situation when clearly there was like multiple fouls had already happened. He had hit him once like low in the first round, but like it was like more waved off, like Cejudo was like whatever. Happened again in that 3rd round, and then he gets eye poked. You need to take a point at that point. Because it was especially with how bad the eye poke was.
Yeah.
Like you need to take
eye poke.
No, exactly. I think like you need to start taking refs need to be held more accountable on when they take points and how they should be taking points. Because it's kind of getting ridiculous out here with the like, don't get me involved with the fight. You're already involved in the fight because you are not taking the points. You are not doing enough.
No, yeah, I get it. It's like I was just kind of saying it to like Kate this morning, where it's like just with last night, because I don't know, it's like was just thinking about it with it last night, where it's like like just like they didn't fucking do shit with the new gloves, and it was just a total failure. So it's like, oh, let's go back to the old gloves, and now it's just like, yup, eye poke city, it's just happening now. We're fucking up a main event, you know what I mean? It's like it's just one of those things of it's like it is definitely getting tiresome of like constantly seeing things of like fouls and all of these things happen in MMA and just affect fights and affect fighters, and the UFC is just like, oh well, sucks to suck, we're just moving on from here, and then we're just gonna have fights next week, so everyone's gonna forget about it and no one cares, right? Like, haha, like it's just one of those things where it's like, I wanted Henry to win, I was rooting for him, but it's like at the end of it's like that fight really should have just been a no contest with how that ended, or at minimum, like you said, a point should have been taken. If you want to do like, okay, now like go to the judges' scorecards, then it should have ended in a draw, because that
would have ended in a draw. Because two of the judges had it 29-28, but 28-28, 29-27 for a majority draw.
Yeah, it's like it's just one of those things where it's just like, I don't know, it's like, Henry wasn't like winning the fight, like, he wasn't doing the greatest, like Song, if like it without the eye pokes, if it was going, Song probably was gonna win, but it's like, I don't know, with just how it ended and everything, just doesn't, like, Henry shouldn't have a third loss in a row now on his record, and that definitely shouldn't be a win for Song Yadong, because it's just, I don't know. It just sucks, man. That's really just my overall feelings about that main event.
No, yeah, for sure. That's basically how I feel. It just is definitely a shitty situation, because there's no changing it. You know what I mean? It's like, Song has the win, Henry has the loss, and it's like, it sucks. Because like you said, I do think that Song probably would have won the fight, but we still didn't get that, so there's no proof that actually is what would have happened, and I just, on Henry's end, he should have just said that he couldn't see during you know what I mean? I understand like trying to compose yourself and thinking that you can do it, and then getting in there and realizing like, shit, like, no, this double vision is actually making this incredibly difficult. But I also do feel like at the age of 38 years old and being the seasoned vet that he is, maybe have better judgment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like he's like some 22-year-old that's had a couple fights. He's like, no, I don't want to give up my opportunity. Like, brother, you are a 38-year-old man who has done this shit. Yeah. You know what it is. Like,
exactly. I think that's the reason he took the whole 5 minutes. He was really trying to do as much as he could. And then he's like, okay, there's a minute left in the round. I have a minute to recover. Let's see what it looks like in, 6-7 minutes. And it's just like, once he got to the chair, he realized it's not coming back.
But that's what I'm saying, is that it's like after 5 minutes, it's like I can understand a younger guy having that mindset. And I even still do understand it. I'm not trying to totally take it away from him, but he still should have had better judgment in that moment. Like, but I still get it. Like,
and I get that. It is just one of those things where sometimes you get back to the corner, you can get like the towel again, really like make sure your eyes good and thing. But I think he realized like, okay, this might be like actually like, some type of shit with like cornea, whatever. Like, and that's one thing, like, that's why I really like when it comes to a lot of the eye things. It's like, especially like once like Song comes back, once they start the fight again, Song immediately coming forward and his hand is like this in front of Cejudo's face. Like, bro, like, what the fuck? If I'm Herzog, immediate time point. Like, I've told you, close your fucking hand.
Yeah, and that's where it is, because it's like, and like that's where it's dumb, is it's like UFC literally bought Pride. It's like you can't use like the Pride style gloves, you know what I mean? It's like you literally just can't do that. Like that was like, that's what most fighters talk about, is like the fucking gold standard of like the gloves that they like and use, you know what I mean? It's like, so it's just one of those things. It's like, you're just allowing this to happen, not doing anything about it, and just fucking fighters' careers because of it sometimes. And then Dana should just be like in the post-fight press conference, like, oh, how many fights actually end from eye pokes though? And it's like, okay, well, how many fighters get eye poked and then lose their fight? You know what I mean? It's just so definitely just shitty. I know Henry wanted the rematch. Dana's not keen on that. We'll see what happens. So I don't really know where Henry kind of goes with this, and where Song even goes, what kind of happens, To
be fair, I'm not really keen on the rematch either. It really is just like, up until that point, Song Yadong was winning. Yeah, we'd say it was supposed to be a draw because point deduction, but like in terms of the actual fight, he was winning the fight.
Yeah, it's like it was definitely close rounds. It's not like he was dominating it or anything. It's like because with just like the scorecards, it's like the two judges that gave a round to Henry, like one judge gave the second round, the other judge gave the third round. You know what I mean? So it's just like close fight, but we definitely need to see more.
Like if you want like my opinion on where they go from here, I don't think they should do the rematch. Song Yadong versus Marlon Vera 2. They fought at 145 on short notice years ago. Vera thought he won that fight but Song got the decision. Run the Allen back. Their storyline, Marlon needs a fight. He needs to be fighting down as well. Makes sense. Henry Cejudo versus Rob Font. Rob Font just getting a win. That fight makes all the sense in the world. Another older vet. Might as well
that or I was thinking either Henry, that's not a bad one, but Henry and Jose Aldo would also be a good one.
Yeah, no, a Legends fight would be fun. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's go. Shitty result at 135, but yeah. Co-main event though.
I loved it.
Yeah. That was some good fun. Definitely had some worried moments in there for sure though.
I feel like it's gonna be really overlooked because it was everything I wanted. Like you get two grapplers and so many times you get grapplers and you get excited for the exchanges and they end up on the feet because they don't want to get into it. Fluffy and Allen were right into it, and it was awesome how it started. Bro, it was so awesome. Do you want to take it away? Because I know you were very happy about that.
Yeah. The first round is going. Allen lands a leg kick. It's like, oh, damn. Like, okay, just, strong, whatever. And then Brendan Allen throws a head kick. Slaps Fluffy right on the face. And then Fluffy's like, I'm going to just grab that shit. And Allen's like, bet you grab my leg, I'm jumping the back. And it was just
and it just went off from there.
Fuck, like the thought and like just the
creativity and athleticism to try to pull that off.
Yeah, but then because then he fucked up because then Fluffy was kind of able to just toss him off, end up on top, and get to work. But I say, I feel like it's going to get overlooked because a lot of people, obviously, even though it's MMA, they really look forward to striking and knockouts and just big shots and damage.
Yeah.
But, so it's like, I feel like fights like this don't get appreciated, but the grappling in this was so good.
Yes.
I loved every second of it. Brendan Allen went 0 for 1 on takedowns. Fluffy went 4 for 8. There was 5 reversals in total between the two of them. Allen with 3, Fluffy with 2. It was fun. It was good. Fluffy did so good, but like you said, there were some scary times because it's like he would go for something loose position and then Allen would be right on top like, nope, this is my game now. Like he ended up landing that elbow that cut him open. And was that the first round?
Second round?
I want to say second. Yeah.
I just wasn't sure because in the second round, he was only credited with 1 of 1 significant strikes. And I didn't know if it was that.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
It might have been the first.
Yeah.
But just either way,
the grappling was just incredible, and just like you said, it was really whoever just got on top, that's who was cooking, you know what I mean? So it just Fluffy throughout the 3 rounds ended up getting on top more, and just being able to get going more. Definitely just better overall. Just it was incredible. Fluffy wins by unanimous decision.
29-28, I agree with Brendan Allen winning the first round because after for the most part, Anthony Hernandez being on top, he reverses it and lands. Yeah, this is when he lands the elbows that cut him open because it was at the end of the first. It just starts landing some elbows and did the most damage in that round. So he wins that. But then after that, it was almost all Hernandez the rest of the fight.
Yeah. Let's go. Great fight with Fluffy and Allen. I'm pretty sure Allen was 9 heading into this, and Fluffy was 12. Yep. It's just one of those things where it's always hard for me with someone like Fluffy because we love him. We think he's awesome. We want to see him do good things. But there's so many other moving parts, especially in a division like middleweight right now, where obviously he's not going to get the respect and the pushes that it's like fucking RoboCop got a bigger fucking opportunity in the rankings than he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, where is the realistic step up from a decision win over Brendan Allen for Fluffy? You know what I mean?
Winner of Vettori Delize?
That's probably very realistic. I think.
Like that.
Oh my god, that'd be a fun fight though too.
Honestly, I really think that because it's like Vettori's right ahead of him, Roman's right below him. So either one who wins will be above Allen. So just assuming he gets into that area. whoever wins will be above him technically, because right above them is then Jared, and he's not about to get that Jared fight. It's then Kaio. He's not getting the Kaio fight.
Those two should be
Whitaker.
up.
Yeah, it's Whitaker. I don't think he's getting a Whitaker fight. And after that, like, we're talking about Izzy to Nasser. You know what I mean? Like, those fights are not happening. So unless they put him back and they're like, hey, you want to fight Paulo? You want to fight Bo Nickel? Because he already beat Michelle and Roman Kopylov. I kind of think he's going to get the winner of Vettori Deliza.
That's entirely possible. Personally speaking, I don't think a Whitaker fight is off the table. Whitaker does need to fight someone down. I doubt they run back Whitaker Jared. I think if they do anything, they run back Jared Sean. I think that Sean probably wants that win back. Jared wants to fight for a title. He should be fighting up. And they don't run back Izzy. I don't know if Izzy fights again this year. He might, but it might be way later in the year because Izzy's probably
dude to take it.
He is, but because he's that dude to take it, you don't think that they're going to offer that fight to Kaio before it's fluffy? Because Kaio,
we're probably going to get Kaio Nasruddin, right?
I don't know. We're in a tough spot, and the thing is Kaio needs a fight, and we know Whitaker will take a fight if he's healed up.
Yes.
I just kind of wouldn't be surprised if that's the next step, because I wouldn't be surprised if Nasruddin is like, I'll sit for a second. You know what I mean? Like, he has been pretty fucking active. He just got himself a really good win over Izzy.
That's very fair.
You know?
I do think you are probably right that the most realistic step is going to be the winner of Marvin and Delize.
But Ginger's right that it's not off the table.
Yes. I feel like that's the most realistic. That's the best case scenario.
Yeah, best case scenario is Whitaker, because it also all depends, because
that'd be awesome.
It could come out like
scary fight too. Holy fuck.
Because we could end up in a situation where they book Whitaker Kaio, and then just for whatever reason, Kaio, let's just say, has an injury, not something major, but can't make that date. Hernandez would 100% step right in.
100%. No doubt about that.
So there are multiple ways that can go. I think realistically, yes. Winner of Roman Vettori, best case is Whitaker.
Yeah, just pretty damn incredible. Just starting off his UFC run 1 and 2 in the UFC for Fluffy. 7-fight win streak now, getting himself into the top 10. Just awesome. Can't wait to see what happens.
With you saying fighting down potentially like Bo Nickel, I think that's a perfect fight for Brendan Allen. That is a really good, interesting stylistic matchup for Bo Nickel to see where he actually is at.
That's so perfect, Ginger. I love that so much.
Yeah,
I fucking love that fight. That is so goddamn good. And just I feel like beating fucking Paul Craig in a terrible fight like that and how he did. Nah, fight Brendan Allen, who he's not the greatest, but he's gonna force him to fucking grapple and do jujitsu with him. You know?
He's gonna force him to grapple. His strike
and strike.
The striking of Brendan Allen is so much better than Paul Craig's.
Oh, infinitely. Yeah.
But he's also down to go out there and do that. He's not just gonna let him sit back and be so patient like that. He's gonna be like, no, you want to be on the feet? Let's be on the fucking feet.
Yeah. So that is a great fight. I do absolutely love that. So let's see how UFC decides to matchmake them. Going on down the card, though, next fight featured bout Rob Font, supposed to be originally co-main event versus Dom Cruz. Doesn't get that fight. Gets Jean Matsumoto undefeated, coming in at 16-0. Ends in a split decision. Rob Font gets the nod, adding Jean to the list of undefeated fighters in 2025 that have lost their O. Just very good fucking scrap between them overall.
Matsumoto did a lot better than I think a lot of people expected, including us.
100%.
Because it's like you said, he's an undefeated fighter, but 25 years old. This was his 3rd fight in the UFC.
Yep.
His 2 wins were solid. A finish over Dan Argueta and a unanimous decision over Brad Katona. Nothing spectacular, but they were solid.
Yeah.
He was supposed to fight Chris Gutierrez, which was a solid step up, but this was a giant jump up.
Oh, yeah.
Because Rob is he's that guy in the division where he holds his spot for a reason,
Yes.
Yeah.
But he did pretty damn good. He really did. He got cut up. He was definitely getting touched up with those 1-2s, but he was landing shots of his own. He was able to grab those takedowns. He wasn't able to maintain a lot of them for a long time, but for a inexperienced fighter going up against a veteran, he did damn good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for him in the division.
Oh yeah, like 70% on his fucking takedowns, going 7 for 10. You know, and like you said, getting cut up. Just fucking robbed that fucking slick lead elbow, just fucking cutting right through that. Yeah, just so good. But just in the fact too of just one of those of like all things like just saying with all that Rob Font just short notice like taking on this big opportunity. Total strikes thrown 225 attempted from Jean Matsumoto, 191 from Rob Font. Going out there and like outworking in the striking and going for 10 takedowns against him. Like
he got 7 of them.
Yeah, like he was putting on a pace. He was trying his fucking damn hardest. I'm pretty sure it was 1 and 3 that Rob Font ended up getting overall. That like for like the judges' scorecards to like get the decision. But just an incredible fucking attempt for Jean to be able to get into the top 15 of the ranking. I know it was a catch weight at 140, both coming in right under, but you would just assume if he won, he would have had to get himself ranked at 135.
Yeah.
I mean, even with that loss, I wouldn't be mad if his next fight was somebody right outside or even just in the back end of the top 15, because I really feel like he showed that he has the skills to hang.
100%.
He just needs a couple more fights to really like build himself up. But that's the thing with the back half of 135 is there are a bunch of guys that are there, but they haven't actually beaten a ranked guy. You know, they just did something and they were like, we'll take these guys out. Marcus McGee got the win over Martinez, but Martinez never had any wins over a ranked guy. So it was one of those
what I was going to bring up was him versus Montel Jackson sounds like the perfect fight for him next.
That's not bad because it's like in my brain with like thinking of outside the top 15, it's like I would hate it for my boy in Jonathan Martinez, but I do think that would also. But
or even going back to Chris Gutierrez.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Just right in that range. That's definitely where he should be fighting for sure. I have no doubt about that.
Because it's like Gutierrez is coming off of a win, so he could take a loss. Martinez needs a win.
Yeah. But great for Rob Font to get it done against another up and coming fighter trying to make a name off of him. Let's go. This next one, I was so sad.
This was just disrespectful.
Melsik Bagdasaryan, he was one of my guys way back of just seeing him come into the UFC that I was excited for. Just hasn't been around as much, so seeing him get booked against Jean Silva, it was like, okay, this could be a great fight. I know this is going to be rough, but let's just see how it plays out. And motherfucking Jean Silva, man. This dude is a menace at 145 pounds. I fucking saw a clip today that he's just saying that like there's just been like a lot of different people in the UFC over the years that have been known for different things and whatever, but he's just like there hasn't been someone that's known for going in there and rearranging people's faces, and that's what I'm here to do. I want to go in there and rearrange people's faces.
And bro, that's kind of what he's been fucking doing, not for nothing, because it's like from the start it's like he came in and knocked the shit out of Weston Wilson, whatever. Knocked the shit out of Charles Jourdain, pretty solid. Cut the shit out of Drew Dober by rearranging his face with punches, and the doctor had to stop it. And then this one, bro, he drops Melsik with the straight right, stops, him to the floor. Looks at kind of like the ref in him, like, yeah, you want to get up? No. And just loads him with ground and pound, and the fight was over immediately. Like, he gave Melsik that opportunity, like, yo, buddy, you want to get back up? Melsik just staying on the ground, kind of covered up, and he couldn't.
Melsik was gone at that point. Like,
he was so bad.
He didn't even realize. I don't think he was even realizing what was happening at that point.
No.
Jean Silva's a fucking beast, man. You gotta get this dude a fight in the top 15. Like
he called out Bryce Mitchell, and Bryce Mitchell said, "There's only one Lord, so I'm gonna give you a country ass whooping," which only means that Bryce is about to get seizured again.
I said this during the fight companion. Give him Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell accepts the fight. John Silva's about to leave his brain flatter than he thinks the world is.
Oh my god! Oh, he doesn't need that kind of CTE added to his brain.
He doesn't. But
it's a great fight. That's a great name for fucking Jean Silva to fucking fight. He does probably just viciously knock him out round 1.
Yeah.
But Jean Silva gets himself $50,000 performance bonus for that. Very much deserving for sure. Let's fucking go. Like I said, got to get him into the top 15. Last fight on the main card, Alonzo Menafield taking on Julius Walker. What a fun scrap this one was. It was real fun, and then it got real sloppy and terrible. And it was like, this is incredible. I love top 15 fucking implications with 205 in the third round. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Alonzo ranked Julius making his debut.
Top 15 implications.
15. But Alonzo ends up getting the split decision win. Sending Julius also to now the world of the defeated, taking away his in his UFC debut. But yeah, Julius definitely a solid fighter. He got some good skills, you know what I mean? But yeah, it just
needs some cardio.
Yeah, it's
205.
You know, 205 is fucking.
But listen, there are 205ers that can cook for 3 rounds. Okay.
You're not
5
wrong.
rounds.
Yeah, like, well, that's even a different level. But so let's just stay at 3 rounds for right now. He needs cardio. This is not heavyweight.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
But they ended up getting fight of the night, both getting $50,000 for that. Just definitely good for them.
Yeah.
Alonzo ending his 2-fight losing streak, getting it done. Very happy for him. Let's go.
Yes.
The prelims, though, this is where all the fun to be had. So many different things to get into. But I know I always ask you guys what you want to talk about on the prelims. This time, I am going to take the reins, and I have to start with none other than my boy Iwan Cutelaba, the Hulk. I have to. It must be done. I've talked so much shit over the last day because of this pick. I was so happy with myself. You guys doubted him with Ebo. I didn't doubt him. He fucking got it done. Iwan the Hulk, first round arm triangle choke. Very nice.
The thing is it was awesome, but you can't be confident in him. I know it only took 2 minutes and 51 seconds, but for those 2 minutes and like 45 seconds before it got to the ground, they were both just so sloppy all over the place and rocking the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
It could have been either guy to go down.
It could have
like, you can't just put your confidence into that. I wasn't like 100% confidence in Evo. Of course, I was talking shit because of the picks, but these are not guys that you put money on.
No.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I should have put money on Iwan, man. I should have.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, shit.
Sure, because he won, but.
How about Ebo versus Julius Walker next?
Ebo. That wouldn't be too terrible, probably.
No.
He probably.
It'd be interesting.
Honestly, but yeah, it's like, I know Ebo just up and coming, hasn't done too much, hasn't fought the best guys, hasn't gotten the opportunities. But I was just like, he
has that dumbass fighting style like Iwan does. So I just wasn't sure who was going to put the person down. That's all. I wasn't sure who was going to land the shot and knock somebody out. You know what I mean?
Knew that Iwan had the grappling, and I knew that it could shine,
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought, his issue. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I ended up for like Topology. Yeah, I went second round TKO. I figured it was going to be ground and pound with the second round after they both got a bit more tired and sloppy. You know what I mean? But yeah. Very happy for the Hulk, though, getting it done, inching back towards the ranks of the 50-50 fighters. You know what I mean?
That's not happening.
Was he 8-9 now? 7-9? 7-9-1?
He's like 8-9. 8-9, I think now. He was 7-9 yesterday.
Yeah, 8-9-1. One more win, 3-fight winning streak, goes 50-50 in the UFC. He's gonna fight in the top 15 again. Let's go.
Okay.
But we can move on from my shenanigans. What do you guys want to talk about on the prelims now?
Honestly, they were also like fun, but fucking Ricky Simone, man. He came out here blonde as shit, and it gave him the power to go. First round just put Javid Basharat out. The way his eyes rolled back, like he was on the ground for a couple of minutes. I was really sad to see that, but what a way to break a 3-fight losing streak.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy because it's one of those things where, he's on a 3-fight losing streak to Song Yadong, Mario Batista, and Vinicius Oliveira. Javid Basharat just took his first L to Ayman Zahabi, and now you're giving him Ricky Simone. I know Ricky just got bumped out, but it was still that obvious step up for Javid, And it showed that was not the fight for him.
Yeah.
It was real vicious.
Yep. Ricky got himself $50,000 with that knockout, deservedly so.
Yeah,
just
deserved.
so sad.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with, like, because, like, what do you really do with Ricky? Like, who does he really, like, who does he fight next? You know what I mean? Because, like, there aren't a lot of people in that division he hasn't fought.
It's one of those things where it's like, just talking about where he's at and everything, and Jean Matsumoto, like, if they can't go back to Chris Gutierrez or something, it's like, Ricky
that's true.
Like, that's just another great test.
Yep.
I mean, shit,
definitely something like that. Just guys coming up,
about it.
Daniel Marcos type, you know what I mean? Just something like that.
You know, it'd be a fun fight of guys who've been around in the division for a while. That'd
Ricky
be interesting. So, not who I thought of. The one I thought of was Cody Garbrandt.
I'd be down with that. Tough fight for both of them.
Yeah. I think that'd be real interesting.
But I feel like a quick run through is just deserved because the prelims went on fire because it was like Modestas Bukauskas dropping Rafael Sequeira with like a fucking sack of bricks just on the cage.
Yeah.
The
Jesus
way he
Christ.
just slumped down on top of himself. Nursultan just right hook knocking out Eric Mechanico in his debut. Austin Vanderford getting the ground and pound over Nikolay
Veretennikov.
Sure. Then it was Ricky Simone with the knockout. Mansour Abdul Malik in the second round, knocking out Nick Klein.
Almost fucking it up round one, getting hit with that spinning back elbow and fucking almost losing as a minus 1,200 favorite. I was so like, oh my god, add him to the list of fucking underdog wins of the year. Like,
and he would have been undefeated fighters losing his O, but he was the one undefeated fighter on this card to maintain his undefeated status.
Yep, undefeated fighters now 6-12 overall in 2025.
I was about to say the nasty guillotine.
With the first round guillotine over fucking Andre Fili. I thought that Andre Fili was about to whoop him, and there he goes tapping to the guillotine.
And I thought like he was about to get out of the guillotine, and the second I was saying it, he's tapping. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. I know, because like he put his thumbs up for a second and like he was fine, and then just one of those things where sometimes just that slight readjustment, and then it's like, oh fuck, now I'm actually about to go to unconscious. Like this is crazy.
Yep, and topping it off with Iwan getting the choke over Ebo.
Yeah.
Just 7 for 7 finishes, most of them in the first round. Like the prelims went off.
I was about to say the first fight to go into the third round was Alonzo Menafield and Julius Walker.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
But yeah, for a fight card with 7 canceled or rescheduled, rebooked fights on it came together to be a whole lot of fun. Fucking yesterday, that was definitely incredible. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, those are all of the fights though. Little mentions last for the podcast. Tapology results are in. Jinja, the motherfucking ninja, ended up taking first place overall in the entire Tapology group. Very sad, very sad. Took it with that song win.
Yep.
So upsetting. Henry should have gotten that point taken or no contest. I would have won.
You're just cursed to come in second place this year.
I know. 6 fucking second places in a row every single event this year. It's absolutely terrible. Did get the most correct picks though, so that's always fun.
That puts me at third. Me and Ginger just kind of going back and forth on first place and third place.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. But then we did have some draft results too. I was the only one without a fight. Kate had Song Yadong getting that win, going to 5-1. Very nice. And then motherfucking Ginger started off 1-2. Goes 3-0 on the card, 4-2 now. We've got a tight race throughout February now. Let's go.
It was instantaneously going from negative to positive. In one night.
And doubling up your wins over your losses too. So you're on a fucking hot streak now. But it's just one of those things. You don't got a whole lot of fights, but when you do, it's 3 in a row. So it's like it's one of those things. The next event you could be 4 and 5. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the next event I only have one fighter, but
but you know what I mean.
But also,
4 and 3 to 4 and 6.
Me getting fighters I had was Rob Font, Jean Silva, and Fluffy Hernandez on this card.
Yep.
Yeah, dog.
But hell yeah. Whole lot of fun with the draft. A little bit more fighters than last year. We'll probably just keep on adding more fighters or changing things up every year. But I'm loving this draft this year. And off to a good start for sure. But let's go. That is everything for this episode of the podcast. We have gone long enough. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening. We appreciate it. We will catch you on the next one, previewing a terrible, absolutely horrible fight night event from the Apex. Co-main event, Julian Marquez, Cody Brundage. What is going on here? Peace out, everyone.